give Sandy a second. I've got a video that I want you to see. I saw this video shortly after I read this passage of Scripture, the first of the week. The video deals with a woman who has scoliosis. I believe it comes from the New York Post. Are you ready, Sandy? If you'll take a look, watch the video. Example after reading of a woman who had been afflicted for 18 years and couldn't stand straight. You know, how can folks who can barely stand up straight call themselves blessed? Perhaps it's the fact that as they look down, they don't see things that other folks discard and trample underfoot. That they're able to glimpse glory in the mud. To see reflected in the mud the image of stars. To see shimmering on the puddle the outline of the rainbow. Their perspective is different from ours. But it's enhanced by their experience of trial or exclusion, of being invisible or discarded, of pain or loss. And their experience affords them depth and insight. Perhaps that's what Jesus saw. The possibilities when he looked upon the crippled woman. The synagogue leader, on the other hand, only saw a broken wall. And Jesus sees only the possibility. Jesus is teaching in one of the Galilean synagogues on a Sabbath day when a woman appears. Much like the lady in the video, all hunched over and not able to stand up straight. She has a spirit, the gospel tells us, that's crippled her for 18 years. Jesus calls her over. And he says, "Woman, you are set free from your ailment." And he lays hands on her, and immediately she stands up straight and begins to praise God. You see, Jesus is victorious over this crippling spirit. But not everyone's joyous. The synagogue leader is indignant because Jesus has broken a religious law by healing on the day of rest. He embodies the stuffy, nitpicking rule keeper. He watches the clock while Jesus notices the woman. And our gospel today, though it speaks of a physical appearance, it takes us to a much deeper place. Place where rules are broken, where conformity is cast aside, a place where what you see is not what you get. The leader scolds the crowd for seeking healings on the Sabbath. And he criticizes Jesus for performing the work of healing. And Jesus responds, You hypocrites! Don't each of you on the Sabbath untie your ox or your donkey from the manger and lead it away to give it water? And the people nod their heads yes, admitting that they do indeed do this. Ought not this woman, asked Jesus, a daughter of Abraham and Sarah, a Jewish woman, just like you're Jewish, ought not this woman, bound for 18 years, be set free from this bondage on the Sabbath day? Shouldn't she? And again, oh yes, they nod and agree, realizing that he's right. The entire crowd rejoices at the wonderful things he's doing, and his opponents are put to shame. And in effect, Jesus is saying to this religious leader, straighten up. I can remember my mom telling me that. Straighten up, John. I've heard it. Straighten up and fly right. Straighten up, John. That's what Jesus told the woman. Straighten up. He's telling that religious leader, straighten up. Better straighten up. Fly right. Sabbath day or not, there's nothing wrong with celebrating a healing and a victory over hypocrisy. When a crippled woman gets healed, shame on anyone who gets hung up on religious regulations and Sabbath keeping. Jesus knows that God's focus is on the needs of the woman, not on the letter of the law. In a similar way, we shouldn't be timid about doing God's work either. In particular, freeing the oppressed and speaking truth to power. We should be putting more effort into kingdom work and things of eternal importance than things that only benefit our societal image. We can begin by liberating oppressed people as Jesus did when he healed the woman afflicted by the crippling spirit. Although we don't know the exact nature of her affliction, we certainly know people today who are burdened by life and cannot stand up straight. People who have lost the ability to take care of simple transportation to doctor's appointments, grocery shopping, hair appointments, and the like. Folks whose resources for food are stretched, and the fruit runs out before the month's end, causing them to depend on the soup kitchen and our compassion fund. Perhaps you know folks at the end of life and volunteer with hospice, or volunteer to help children who struggle to be successful in school, or provide children's clothing or toys at Christmas as a burden on parents. And we can also speak truth to power. Jesus did when he blasted people who objected to his work of healing on the Sabbath. You know, folks, we easily forget. We so easily forget that Jesus was a refugee and an alien in a foreign land. We so easily push that to the side and we forget all about it. We forget it when we have a fear. Reject those seeking asylum in our country and fail to speak on their behalf to the powers that be. Laws certainly have a place in our religious and our national lives. On the whole, our Christian tradition encourages us to be law-abiders and commandment keepers. Jesus himself said that he came not to abolish the law, but to fulfill it. But the Apostle Paul made perfectly clear that the whole law is summed up in a single commandment. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. And Jesus was clear that his mission was to bring good news to the poor, release to the captives, and freedom to the oppressed. Ought not this woman, Jesus asked, be set free from bondage on the Sabbath day? And the answer was the same in the time of Jesus as it is today. And the answer is yes. Yes. In a synagogue in Galilee, Jesus freed the oppressed and spoke truth to power. His actions healed a crippled woman and put his opponents to shame. Should we straighten up and do the same today? Shouldn't we? The good news is that these actions lead to celebration, not condemnation, to rejoicing instead of rejection. Would you pray? Oh God, you call us to hard things. Not the easy things, God. If it were easy things, anyone can do it. But you call us to hard things. So God, by the power of your Spirit, strengthen us to help the oppressed and speak truth to power in Jesus' name.